Hello, and welcome back. This is the last one with me and Tom for a few weeks because Tom's being deported to Egypt.
I've lost my case, but I'll bounce back.
Yeah, it's all right. I'll still support you, Tom. Free Tom, free Tom.
Free Tom, yes. And I'm
It's
afraid we have even more sad news to start today. Unfortunately, Nipsey Hussle
sadder
was
than
murdered on Monday in front of his own store. The suspect has been arrested already, so hopefully
some justice could be seen.
Yes, but I mean,
For
from what I understand, it was all very unnecessary, and he was a very nice guy.
that sucks.
And I mean, Crenshaw's a classic mixtape as well, so just a very unfortunate incident. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
Rest in peace. But okay, we're gonna be
The
talking
show
about.
must go on.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll respect that. We have we're only going to talk about the one album today, but it's a big boy. It's a big album. It's the new album from Shafiq Husyan, The Loop. It's been years in the making, and if you look at the list of features and people who've had their fingers in this big pie, I'm pretty sure you'll just have a stroke. There's a lot of big talent involved in this.
When I first showed you the promotional thing, you thought it was a festival, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought it was a festival because to name a few, we have Anderson .Paak, Flying Lotus, Thundercat, Erykah Badu, Hiatus Coyote, and yeah, like with
Robert Glasper.
Yeah, it's a big project, you know, and okay, we're gonna talk about it. Oh, so here's two things. So Shafiq Husyan is from this group Sarah, which translates to God's Children. It's an LA based kind of psychedelic hip hop group, and the other member, I think his name is Omram something. He's on one of the later tracks.
Yeah, he's on. Is it Hours Away?
Yeah, I think he is. And yeah, so it's come out of them. They're a very prestigious group. Although we found it very difficult finding things out about this album. It doesn't have its own Wikipedia page. It's on Bandcamp. It's not on I don't think it's on like iTunes or anything. It's on Bandcamp and Spotify, but there's no Wikipedia page for it. The only articles you can find
Even he doesn't have a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, there's just one for Sarah, but they don't even have it listed on their discography either. Yeah, so it's very interesting, especially considering how big this is, how many people have been involved. I would have thought. I mean, there's been a fair amount of talk about it since it's come out. I think it was last week, but
Friday.
Yeah, it's a big boy, and yeah, we're gonna get stuck in. There's a lot of.
Although on his Instagram, he started breaking it down. He's done the first two songs, so I know everyone that was involved in those two songs.
Oh, one very cool thing to do with this is he teamed up with this very like prestigious Japanese artist who did painting for each of the many songs on this, and they're all like really nice looking, really psychedelic. It's something to look into. Just Google the paintings; they're pretty wicked. But yeah, let's get stuck into this thing with the very enigmatic opener, intro / the flood. Okay.
Yeah, the intro was it's confused me the first time I listened to it, and
it kind of it was confusing, but I found it like enrapturing, man. It's so psychedelic. It's really psychedelic spoken word piece, and it ends in the same way. It has this nice kind of circular shape to it.
The only thing is the vocal effects make it really hard to hear what he's saying because they're sort of
they're moving,
flutter in and out.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're listening with like some surround sound, they move from one speaker to the other, like Like, it's pretty cool. There's a nice mixing of bongos and contemporary drums in there. It's kind of has this dreamy, ominous synth, and it feels kind of freeform and so soulful. But yeah, it really sets the psychedelic tone of this thing. The whole thing. This is very dreamy, very psychedelic, very kind of spacey and funky. It's a pretty cool piece. The loop. Yeah, and it sets the tone very well. The flood's a lot more ominous than the intro, though. But this is the first of quite a few tracks, which are 2 tracks blended together.
The flood was an interesting one. Like you said, the drums were driving along, and the vocals were very soulful.
Yeah.
And there was a constant repetition of the line, "Time to raise up the fire in you," which I think was sort of inquiring that there's been some kind of awakening happening. This is getting the album going.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
People ready.
Look at it. Yeah, it definitely. I feel like it's talking about the people there. But yes, very. This is a strange piece, man. This is so. It's strange thinking about it. It has these. To me, like, I feel if I was gonna sum it up, it reminds me of the more abstract spoken word parts of To Pimp a Butterfly for an entire project. Kind of some parts of it. That's kind of where it sits in my head. I think it's similar to Pimp a Butterfly in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Just in how they're kind of jazzy and psychedelic, and
lots of the same people were involved.
Yeah, Kamasi Washington is one of them, and you can definitely hear him a lot. There's this like great use of choruses. Kamasi loves his choruses, and like choral. I guess it's like choral voice is like a dramatic term for a bunch of people's voices all together saying the same thing or doing the same. Yeah, and yeah. Kamasi
I think
Washington,
it's interesting though that no matter how many voices, Shafiq's voice always stands out because of how deep it is compared to everyone else's.
It sounds like you know, in like the funkadelic albums from like the 70s, they had a was it yeah, they just had like some really deep voices on there, and it sounds like it's a bit of a pastiche of that sort of 70s funk era of this thing. It's good. And let's move on to the next song now.
And like you were saying, the group vocals is something that Parliament and Funkadelic used all the time, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah.
Just all the people singing at once.
It's pretty dope. I wonder if there was acid involved in the recording of this, like there was with the Free Your Mind and Your Ass Will Follow, because it makes good music. I'm not gonna lie, but don't do drugs. Okay. Right. May I assume? So first they're gonna extradite you to Egypt, and now you're getting poisoned at the same time. This is a bit of a mixtape, man.
May I assume that this was all a plan?
Oh, I don't know about that, my dude. But
this is a funky tune, though.
Hell yeah! It's the start of the funk, man. It's got some really great depth to it, some awesome trumpet throughout, especially towards the end, and it has these really beautiful harmonies on some of the voices, and this strange kind of tinny electronic EQ on the vocalist, which I liked actually. It sounds like calling it tinny doesn't really do it justice. It's very strange sound to it, and it just kind of they could have had her sing because she's singing very soulfully. They could have just had a normal voice. No. They wanted to one up that. They had to make her voice sound like it's abstract and alien, but it's very cool, man. And it starts off with this really beautiful funky guitar. May I assume that this is one of the better tracks on this album?
Yeah, and we got the first instance of Thundercat being on here. He provides a bass line.
And what a bass line it is.
Yeah, man, it's definitely a standout piece on the album, the whole track. I think this is one of the many instances of a song that maybe is like a minute too long.
Yeah,
because it does create a nice vibe, but
it stays in that vibe a bit too long. I think if there's one thing Solange on her album, she was able to create some great vibes, but she never like spent too much time in them. And that's something I've been noticing with other albums. They just kind of outstay their welcome a bit too much. You wanna want more, but you don't really want that more to be given to you all the time. I think.
Although I will say that the outro to this track, the drums and piano, was very nice.
Yeah. And then it goes into the next track, My Story of Love, which has a great groove. Really, really good groove on this. And some nice vocals. It's a very funky vibe to it.
But I can't be the only one that feels like this is an Erykah Badu song, though. Even the vocalist sounds just like her, even though it's not credited who it is. So I assume it's probably not her, but...
Yeah. There's she's on like 2 of the tracks, but yeah, I was getting a bit confused. I thought she was on this one as well. There's what I wanted to say is that despite having this very funky vibe, like thick funky vibe, it's able to have these very delicate woodwind kind of licks throughout it. And it's the first they use a lot of woodwind, like a bunch of flutes, a bunch of clarinets, not like many saxophones, but like it's nice to hear flutes and woodwinds. And other woodwinds used quite a lot, man. You don't really hear them that much.
All the instruments are so dense here, but I think this is probably
definitely.
There's so much going on.
Yeah, I mean,
and I quite liked the whole idea of this song, especially the I'm living proof of love, because obviously all humans are made by the making of love, aren't we?
And we're perpetuated by feeling love for our common fellow man. Yeah,
but I didn't get
very insightful.
Yeah, I really like this song quite a lot, but I thought that the second half of it, starring you, was quite unnecessary. Actually, I didn't.
Oh, I thought it was more playful, and I was a big fan of the flute, which followed the vocals. But I can see how it can be a bit unnecessary. Yeah.
I mean, it was just over a minute long.
Yeah. Why not just have it? I mean, it was just an outro. It wasn't even really like another song. It's a bit weird that. Then we have DMT, the will. Hey, it's always good when a track's named after a psychedelic drug as strong as DMT. It's one of the more abstract songs. It has this very fuzzy bass line, and but it didn't really stand out to me that much. There wasn't too much I had to say about this.
The only thing I really had to say was that the group vocals were really like so much more somber, and they were almost like ghostly.
Yeah, it definitely felt darker in tone to the previous tracks, and to some of the further tracks. I mean, the only other dark track I'd say that was on this is "Picking Flowers." The penultimate
track. I think also "It's Better for You" is a bit similar in that way.
Yeah,
but I think that if this had gone straight into Between Us Two, that would have worked quite well.
Well, I mean, Between Us Two is a very different vibe, though. It has. It reminded me a lot of No Name in that kind of very playful instrumental it has. Like from No Name's first album, it's just some like, pretty iconic, really playful instrumentals. Which is very different to DMT, the Will, but no, I can kind of see that because it does move into this more psychedelic thing, with the like he uses so much is it delay or echoing on the reverb, loads of reverb on the vocals on here, especially on Bilal has this here's this pretty like nice hook about chocolate rain. Yeah. A classic video.
The best social commentary of all time.
Oh yeah, I'd say so. I think it deserves to be played at all protests.
But I mean, Bilal was also all over To Pimp a Butterfly, and he did give that sort of star performance. He's a soul legend at this point.
All right.
And I do love like you said, the lyrical tone of just a passionate love. It's very nice. I thought that this was a good song. It was definitely a tempo riser after DMT.
Yeah, there really wasn't much going on with that track.
No, and then you had this really weird Erykah Badu interlude thing.
Mrs. Crabtree.
No, in between them, like the last 5 seconds of the song, she was sort of said all her name, like all the things she's been called, and you're in the loop.
What?
And then Mrs. Crabtree starts.
Yeah.
And it's just some child singing?
Yeah, at the start it is, but it moves into this. It has this very infectious beat, I feel, and it forms. What I like about it is that it. So you were saying how instrumentally dense this project is, and it really is. And on this song, you really see it. It really shines. It's layer by layer is built up gradually. It starts. There's spoken word, and there's like a ton of different layers of instrumentation, each one unique, and it builds this very dense dream kind of sensation towards the end of it. It feels, yeah, it's a very very dreamy instrument. Very, a very dreamy instrumental by the end of it, and I appreciated being able to see it get built up layer by layer.
Yeah, because you got the kids singing, then Shafiq starts his, I guess, rapping. It was quite slow, but it all rhymed, so I assumed it was rapping. And then
I put it down
all the instrumentation just starts pouring in, like you said. And I thought Erykah Badu in particular stood out for her singing on this song. But I also noticed that the child that was singing at the beginning was singing the hook as well.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say, I think that's
like
a really nice. It's a really nice way of putting it there, pouring in. It doesn't feel like. I think I phrased it poorly, saying that they're added. Each layer is added. That kind of implies that it's kind of mechanical, but it's anything but it. As you say, they just pour in it. Everything feels organic. Nothing feels forced, and it all just builds gradually and organically. It's really nice, man. Mrs. Crabtree is pretty dope. It's one of the standout tracks. You got Walking Around Town, which is a very sexy bass. It has this very nocturnal feeling to it. It feels like it's taking place nighttime in a city somewhere.
Yeah, this was the Flying Lotus produced
instrumentation.
track.
Ah, there we go. Yeah. There was
Goddamn.
I kind of wish that the production credits were kind of just listed on the song with the.
Well, that's why it's annoying that Wikipedia and Genius don't know anything about this album, because
I can get like an idea.
Involved in more songs.
Yeah, there's one of the tracks. Oh yeah, from Mrs. Crab. No, wait. Yeah, I think it was Mrs. Crabtree. I had like a kind of Thundercat or Flying Lotus influence on that with the drum that comes in. Oh no, sorry, no. On our way home. Sorry. Yeah, not Walking Around Town. We skipped over on our way home, did we?
Yeah, but I'm not too mad about that.
Beyond like the kind of Flying Lotus beat to that, there wasn't really much to talk about. Walking Around Town is much more.
No, that was the Flying Lotus one, Walking Around Town.
Right. He wasn't
on the only single for this album.
I didn't even hear anything about this album until you.
No, neither did I. I just found that out afterwards, and that's how I knew that.
And then, like,
Flying Lotus produced it.
Yeah, and people are talking about it having been in the works for years. Like, it seems like it's a very big event, but no one's talking about it.
Well, we are.
Yeah,
let's carry on. I love that. This was probably the only one that sounded really artificial, apart from Picking Flowers.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think, well, obviously with Flying Lotus doing it, you could see why, because all the others sound live to me, and from what I understand, they mostly were.
Yeah.
But it still fits the funky vibe of the album.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice that it is kind of diversified in its in its offering of different types of tracks, but it's definitely more that kind of organic human funk sound rather than Flying Lotus abstract electronic kind of vibe.
Yeah, and the lyrics were just talking about a very much easier life, much easier world, and they were a bit more playful as well, and everything was fine.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's another great track.
But the next track, Cycles, is a real standout in my opinion. It has similar instrumentation to and vibe. Okay, yeah, here's the thing. So it has similar instrumentation and vibe to all the rest of the songs, but the rhythm on it is like completely Hiatus Coyote. Man, it's so good. The drums on it are so good, man.
Well, what a coincidence! They helped produce the song. Who'd have thought it?
And they perform on it, and it's just like they really leave their mark on it.
What's the singer from Hiatus Coyote?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because otherwise she was criminally undercredited, if not, because I thought she was amazing on that.
Yeah, I told you she was good, man. I told you she was good. They all work so well together. She's able to just weave in and out of stuff. It's beautiful, man. It's it was the song that I was really looking forward to when I saw that they were involved in it. I was like, what? Okay, I have to listen to this. It was one of the first tracks I listened to, man. It's so good. And at the point where there's like that kind of drop and it goes into this more funky rhythm, which is kind of rapped over. It's so good, man. It's one of the best songs on this. It's the standout. It's my favorite song on this. Yeah, they Hiatus Coyote were like a very good like choice for this. They complement the vibe and the kind of vision of this whole piece very well. Yeah, and
it's a very good song. And the glitchy beat switch, well, I really liked towards the end of the song.
Really cool. Message in a Bottle has the next song. It has here's one thing. The bass line. It sounds like it's straight out of like Superstition.
I said exactly the same thing. It's like a Stevie Wonder song. Even the vocals sound a bit like him.
It's crazy. It feels just like a throwback love letter to old funk tracks. It's pretty damn cool. There's great use of chorus and like multiple voice vocals in it. Really nice.
Yeah, the hook was really good as well.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. It's so 70s funk inspired. It's just a love letter to that era. But with and it's a very interesting project. I feel like I'm only able to get into like the surface level. I want to know what inspired the whole project, why I haven't heard about the project up until now, who this guy is, who's Sarah are. Like it's really cool. Enigmatic. That's how I describe it. Enigmatic. The whole thing. Then we have It's Better For You, which is another really funky groove, but I feel it's a bit too long, if I'm going to be honest. It's one of the few songs which tends to outstay its welcome.
I love the guitar on this song, but the vocals, for some reason, they were really sort of down and dreary. I don't really know why.
I had nothing to say about the vocals.
With the exception of Anson Paak, who I think did stand out with his ad-libs, although I would have liked a bit more of a dominant feature. But
exactly. I was
him and Erykah Badu, for some reason, were just sort of used as backing singers like everyone else.
I mean, I guess that's maybe that's some big dick energy on Shafiq Husyan's part, but I really would have loved to hear them shine. And like,
I feel like certainly Paak could have had a verse on this song.
Yeah, and like Anderson Paak's putting out funk tracks now. He's moving in that direction. I'm sure he would have loved to have done that, but yeah, man, I was really looking forward to a verse from him, and there wasn't one. It's just some ad libs. It was a bit of a letdown, that. But I mean, when you can still hear him on it, and his presence is still known. Even if you try and not listen to him, you can hear him. He's very very loud.
Yeah, the chorus in all the group vocals, he definitely stands out. Nevertheless,
yeah. I can just imagine him just like smiling with his big old toothy grin. You know.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord. I didn't have much to say about the next two tracks, man. Show Me How You Feel.
I liked Show Me How You Feel. I thought the percussion and guitar were really good.
And
Karen B's vocals were really nice as well.
Okay.
But Hours Away, I agree. This is probably the only song I didn't like at all, really.
Yeah, I had nothing to say about it. It just kind of happened.
And it was like nearly 5 minutes long, and it was just like,
man, way too. I don't think this project should be an hour and quite so long as it is. An hour, yeah, I can see that, but an hour and like over 10 minutes of that, I don't know, man. it's a long time to stay concentrated on one album. When
I mean,
it's
to be
like,
fair, it did captivate me for most of the time.
no, yeah, and it did me too. And there are other albums which are longer than this, which can work. Like I think Godspeed You Black Emperor, like a really famous post rock band. They have a song, they have an album which is like an hour and a half, but it's different. It's
And
completely
Bitches
different.
Brews over 2 hours long.
Yeah, but Bitches Brew's a mess, man. In my opinion, I can't listen to it.
That is
I can't listen to it.
That's sacrilege.
It's too abstract. I can listen to bits of it. I can't listen to. I've never listened to the whole thing the whole way through.
You're just a pussy.
I prefer like In a Silent Way. My bad.
So about 12 then.
Again, not that much to say about it.
Oh,
I much prefer Picking Flowers and Optimistical. Oh,
this is a great funk song.
Aye.
Another Thundercat bass line as well.
Okay. I didn't.
Pretty fun.
I don't mean it's bad. It's just I didn't really have that much to say.
What would you like to say about Picking Flowers then?
Picking Flowers has this very strange. It's one of the more standout tracks I feel. It's tonally darker. It's it feels like a very long cipher in a way, in that it has this nice kind of electronic groove, and then two guys, Shafiq Husyan and the Future, they just rap over it and take turns to rap over it each. It's very nice.
I love the whole metaphor of this song as well. The comparing picking flowers to picking a mate. I thought that was crazy. But they made it work really well, actually, especially El Sadiq, the feature. Although the only thing I would say about this song is the beat and everything just didn't fit anything else on here at all.
No, it doesn't at all. It's like completely different in tone. But
yeah,
I mean, it's not that bad. And also,
no, I like it a lot. I like this song, but I just don't really. I don't know. I suppose there's nothing wrong with a bit of variety.
I think it works because what it does is it provides a break of the more analog funk sound that's been for the rest of the album, and then when it comes back for Optimistical, it jumps straight into it with this very strong beat chorus, and it feels more like you're returning rather than you're returning to this kind of well beaten track that you've been on before, and it's more pleasant returning to it than kind of just going down the same route. It takes you out. It's a diversion.
Hurrah.
Yeah, for one last ride. That's what it feels like, man. I think it works in that respect. And
Glasper on the keys once again, killing it.
And Optimistical feels like this great amalgamation of all of the previous tracks coming together. Yeah, I mentioned the keys being really soulful. There were strings at the very end, really nice strings, which swelled.
I think they were from Kamasi, Washington. I might be wrong there.
I haven't heard him use much string stuff, but like, man, I definitely got a Kamasi vibe from it. And then it has this very beautiful psychedelic, kind of dreamy, sweet outro. It's very nice.
This
really
is definitely
nice.
the jazziest song they saved for last. Basically was it could have easily been just an instrumental, just a jazz song. Yeah. But the vocals were very nice as well, and the hook again was great. I think almost every song that was the case. And like you said right at the beginning, the finale.
Yeah. It ends.
Was it the exact same, or was it just similar?
It wasn't the exact same. They were saying the exact same things, but they were saying them in a different order over a different instrumental, and with slightly different effects. But they ended saying what they said in the beginning, and it brought this really nice sense of closure to the project, which I feel really stands out and needs to be applauded. You know, it really felt like a whole complete concept piece, and man, it really took me by surprise. That I was very happy when that happened. It's pretty damn dope, you know. Yeah, a thing I could compare it to is how in T-Pab towards the end you hear the whole poem and he brings it into the final song, or in like Damn, how he goes back through all the tracks at the end of Duckworth. It's pretty damn cool, man. Really cool. Yeah, really. If you like the sound of some psychedelic, soulful hip hop from an enigmatic duo, it's something which is completely unique with an all-star feature list. Like, this is a real treat, a real treat, and I can't believe I didn't hear anything about it.
And without Robert Glasper putting it on his Instagram, we'd never know.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's sad, isn't it? Really. I mean, but here we are. Fantastic album.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 9.
I'm gonna also give
Between
it a
8
9.
and... Oh, yeah.
Because some of the songs were too long, but I think if it had been,
The production,
like you said, maybe an hour long, because the way this whole album was composed, just all the instrumentals were amazing, all the vocals, apart from on Hours, were amazing. So I just thoroughly enjoyed this project. Thank you very much, Shafiq. I'll definitely be looking out for you in the future. Maybe dipping into previous work as well. See what we can find. Because this was the second album. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Anything you'd like to say?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there we go.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, man, I had a good feeling about this when you sent me the feature list, and it's wholly original. I haven't had anything like it for a good while, and it's just great. Honestly, like, treat yourself, listen to this album. And okay, now we're going to talk about some singles. So, due to Tom's legal battles, he didn't have the time to listen to The Who by JPEGMafia. Oh boy.
I listened to it once.
Oh, sorry, but he didn't have the
time to compose a formal review, you know.
Which is fine. You know, you're bigger fish to fry. You got to fight your extra edition, all right? So I'm going to talk about that briefly, and but we have both been able to listen to Lil Uzi Vert's Free Uzi, which has dropped onto his YouTube channel, and Ariana Grande's Monopoly, featuring, well, with Victoria Monet. So we're going to talk about Free Uzi first, then Ari, and
this is a very interesting. Sorry.
No, don't worry. Go ahead.
I jumped straight into Uzi. It's a very interesting case here because he's been for about, certainly since the start of the year, maybe a bit more when he announced his retirement. He's been trying to get out of his label, and that's what all that was about. And so this track, he dropped it independently on streaming services, and his label got it all taken off after a few days.
Not fair.
Hence the Free Uzi thing, because he wants to get out of his label. Luckily, Jay-Z looks like he's come to save him, because he was recording with Rock Nation a couple days ago. But it was so this is just a freestyle. Again, with the whole him not being able to be in the Nav song, so Nav's in the video for this.
Yeah, Nav's in the video. Yeah, I thought it was funny. Oh,
and I just really hope that we get to see this resolved soon, because it's very sad to see Uzi just trapped, not being able to release anything.
Yeah,
although he has dropped,
stifle an artist like that.
No, although he has dropped this amazing freestyle today. I mean, it was just full of great.
He goes hard for the whole thing.
It's rare that he raps for a whole song.
Right.
Because usually he does
never listened
some
to
melodies and stuff, before. And he's not always the best at it.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just hard the whole way through. He never let up on this, man. Never let up. I wasn't the biggest fan of the chorus. I thought it was a bit I don't know, nothing too special, but I mean, it's not that bad. It's pretty funny, and it has a pretty funny music video. It seems like everyone had fun doing it.
Yeah,
it
there
feels
was a couple of great lines.
like a bit rebellious. Okay.
And now you know why.
Oh, there was actually I take that back. There was one amazing bar about Uzi having $3 million in taxes. Now I said last time I want to hear more about people rapping about their taxes, and this is completely
one day later.
Uzi, exactly what I was looking
obviously
for.
Listens. It's about
exactly. He's obviously listening to the podcast.
Another great one actually of this is to paraphrase. So this girl was on her knees giving Uzi fellatio. Then her mum walks in and says, "What are you doing? Your dad's a pastor." She said, "Mum, I'm just doing the Kaepernick."
What?
Taking a knee.
Oh yeah.
Also, the tats on my face so you can't see my blasphemy. I know lots of people want to blast at me, but I've got people that will blast for me. I thought that was very nice.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And make it rain like a nasty day. And finally, told them I'm coming, no ejaculate.
Yeah, there's some pretty crazy bars.
Thank you, Uzi. Hope you get out your situation soon, and look forward to hearing more in the future. Free Uzi.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about Monopoly by Ariana Grande and Victoria Monet. Who
apparently is Ariana's best friend. Ariana, friend of the show.
Yeah. We gave her a very good review, and one of our better reviews actually. I was talking to my little brother about it. Like I was thinking about some of the albums we've given high scores, and that's definitely one of them. Thank you. Next.
I think it's the highest one I've given.
Well, except
joint.
Yeah, joint highest. I've been a bit of a bit too easy giving out my 9s and 10s. It appears. This is very smooth track. It's very easy listening in a nice way. It doesn't feel at all like it's just well made. It doesn't feel like they're not trying hard enough to push the boat out or anything. It's got this very nice vibe to it. It's very smooth. It's very pleasant, nice to listen to. And one thing that I feel stands out was the use of or the effect they had on the vocals, such that when one of them went high, they kind of pushed it an octave higher. I wasn't sure what to call that. I thought of calling it octave play, but I feel that it was a bit of a Freudian slip there, potentially.
I'm sure there's a music theory
cool,
term for it.
Yeah.
I loved how playful it was. It was obvious that they're friends first, music people second.
Yeah.
And then that's nice every once in a while. And I thought the hook was great. So catchy. The asking where this person's been before saying she doesn't give a fuck where he's been. And getting rid of the bad vibes and the fuckery. Again, that's all shit I can get behind. And I also loved Ariana's line that where was it? They're trying to. If they try to get rid of me, I'll just show them my discography.
God damn. And they were almost. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
It's a fun little song.
And she's keeping up the energy from her album. She's
dropped it in the middle of a world tour.
Oh, god damn. That's impressive. And it's now it's pretty damn good. You should check it out. And I'm going to talk briefly about The Who by Peggy. So it's a different track to the rest of to some of the other singles he's dropped. He's rapping with this triplet flow over this ambient like IDM sample, which is pretty funny. It sounds like he's rapping over Aphex Twin the whole time. It's wrapped over in this very sort of melancholic triplet flow. It has these very sweet vocals from Ayaz, the feature, and it kind of has some like meditation on selling out. There's some very harsh. Yeah, like the Who. There's some really harsh ad libs. The beat is very harsh compared to this this ambient sample, and it really stands out. It feels like the two are kind of colliding with each other, but it's not. It doesn't detract from the song. I think it works well. It's I mean, Peggy's always going to be abrasive, and I think it's very cool. His kind of there's some flows, arrogant flows on this as well, I think, but he's kind of self-aware about it. He raps about writing hits when he's taking a deuce, and I mean,
while he's on the bus,
it's great. And it ends with a jack being pulled out from an amp. I thought that was pretty damn cool, man. Yeah, it's pretty good, pretty damn good. I like it. You don't that much?
No, I thought it was alright. I thought Peggy was good.
Oh,
I didn't really like the singer that much. That was all.
Oh, okay. I like the singer quite a lot. I thought she complemented the sample very well. It was easy listening ambient music sample, very nice sweet vocal, and Peggy's just going like blah, 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 over it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's been a pretty good week. Not the heaviest week we've had, but we've had more than enough to talk about despite only doing the one project. It's a big boy. We did warn you. But okay.
Big man Shafiq.
I've been Tom. Sorry,
I've
been
also
Tim,
been
rather.
Tom. Damn, yeah, I can be Tim this
and
week, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna mix it up. And Tom has been extradited. We'll see you next time. And okay, see ya.